Well, I hope you're sitting down for this, everybody, because we've got some more good news, and this is going to blow you away. Not only that, we're probably going to see stock prices absolutely erupt on Monday, and it's looking like rescheduling is pretty much a done deal as soon as Monday. I just posted a video on that. But then we got news out that a descheduling commission is still planned, and they're expected to announce this by summertime. So the first step, like we've always said, the first domino to fall is rescheduling. They're not going to stop there. They're going to do safer banking, uplisting to the NYSE and the NASDAQ, and then they're going to do full-blown legalization and interstate commerce and actual sensible laws and regulations and legislation to make the industry flourish. And that's exactly what we've been seeing. The writing has been on the wall, and pretty much everything that we've been expecting for the last year or more is coming to fruition. It's just a lot slower than many people think or would have liked to see, right? But I get it, right? We've been in a brutal bear market for 5 years, so it's very difficult to remain patient. And when you don't get any news, right? If you don't get any rhetoric or any narrative, you don't hear anything about the new administration talking about it, it just seems like it was the forgotten child. But again, promises made, promises kept. I don't care. I'm not from the U.S. I'm not for one party over the other. All I know is that we were told I don't know how many things, right, in favor of medical, Florida legalization, safer banking, states' rights, right, medical side of things have been nothing short of amazing. And, we were told by Chris Christie that he believed that Trump was going to deschedule, and all these CEOs telling them that he was going to reschedule. So that's just the first domino to fall. Everybody's saying that rescheduling is going to be bad. That's not the end goal. That's just to get safer banking over the finish line and to get everybody else on board and to remove the stigma, right? People don't like to do business with something that's Schedule 1 like heroin, right? Makes sense to me. So we're going to discuss all of this and more. Before we do, make sure to smash the like. If you're new, you can subscribe. Tick the bell. You'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. And as always, this is not a financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. And you can follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPow. So this was the article here from the MJ Moment. It came out late yesterday. I didn't even see it. I had quite the day yesterday. I needed to just get away from the computer, and I was spending the night with my daughter. My partner went out on a girls' night, and I think I was in bed at like 9 o'clock. Me and my daughter just fell asleep. She fell asleep in my arms. It was pretty cool. So I didn't even see this yesterday, but more good news. Trump advisor says MJ descheduling commission is still planned, and the announcement is expected by summer. So with President Trump poised to reschedule MJ in the coming days, a senior advisor says the administration still plans to establish a federal MJ descheduling commission. Folks, they're not going to let Canada, they're not going to let Mexico and Europe. They're never first, but they're never last. And they don't have to be first because they'll leapfrog everybody. Look at the 180 they did on crypto this year, over the last year. And now they're like number one in the world in terms of crypto innovation and adoption. So, again, this was always the case, in my opinion, and we're just seeing everything come to fruition now. The advisor who told the MJ Herald over the summer that Trump intended both to reschedule MJ and to create a separate commission to examine full descheduling said today that the second phase of that plan is still moving forward. According to the advisor, the administration, and I don't think it was named, the administration expects to formally announce the commission by summer ahead of the 2026 midterm elections, with preliminary work well underway behind the scenes. So this is great to see. They're probably going to make a big push for safer banking, right? Once crypto gets out of the way, once we get legislation for that, the Clarity Act, which is expected over the next couple of months, hopefully, then there'll be nothing left to legislate in crypto. Every second word out of this new administration's mouth, crypto, blockchain, AI, right? So once they get that done, then I think they're going to really pivot over to MJ, and this is looking like it very much is going to be the case, right? They're going to want to get safer banking done, and it's going to be a top-down approach, right? It's going to come from the executive branch down, similar to this rescheduling, right? It's going to instruct these different agencies. But as you can see, it's looking like, over the next few months, Q1, Q2, the Clarity Act's going to get done. And then in the summer, they're really starting to put the pedal to the metal, right? They're really starting to press the gas pedal here. And if it's summer, that's right after crypto legislation, folks. So it's pretty much like it couldn't be any more perfect in terms of timing. And then they're going to probably want to get safer banking done before the elections as well. And I still haven't heard back from Anthony Martinelli, the founder of the MJ Herald. Now, better time than ever to have him on the channel for an interview, a second interview. He's already actually been on the channel before. If you haven't seen that one, you can check it out Just go to my YouTube playlists, and there'll be an interviews playlist. But yeah, he had a couple family emergencies, so we had to reschedule it twice, and he said he'd let me know when things calm down a little bit. But I haven't heard from him, so maybe I'll follow up this week. The advisor's comments come as outlets such as the Washington Post, CNBC had reported that President Trump had a meeting Wednesday where he told the House Speaker Mike Johnson, he plans to move forward with rescheduling, aligning with recent report from the MJ Herald. Present at the meeting were RFK Jr., Dr. Oz, both supporters of medical MJ, as well as at least 2 MJ industry executives who are unnamed. Despite several outlets, including Forbes, reporting a White House official as saying no final decisions have been made on MJ rescheduling, the senior advisor told the MJ Herald yesterday. It just reminds me of like what they do all the time, right? It's like it's a deal tactic. Or look at the Canucks. Oh, we're never going to trade Twin Hughes, and then they end up trading them yesterday. So it's just they do this in like legal battles and all this stuff all the time too, right? But yeah, I mean, if obviously nothing has been finalized, and how many people would be asking them questions? That's just probably their default response, right? This political statement is false. The decision is made. Trump is going to reschedule. In terms of timing, and like Scott's Miracle-Gro CEO is saying, that Trump said he was going to reschedule. So, like I said, writing's been on the wall for a long time. In terms of timing, the advisor says an official announcement could come as soon as tomorrow and definitely no later than early January. And that's what I've been saying for a while now, that I think it's very likely going to happen sometime between the end of the year, or more than likely going to happen before April. My daughter's getting ready to go down for a nap, and I don't think she's having it. So hopefully she's not too distracting here in the background. But we'll get through it here. While rescheduling would have immediate consequences and would be the biggest change in federal MJ policy since 1970, it would not end federal MJ prohibition. The proposed Descheduling Commission is expected to take a broader look at the issue, examining whether MJ should ultimately be treated outside the scheduling framework, such as alcohol and caffeine. That would make sense, since alcohol is poison and this is medicine. And to study what a post-prohibition federal policy could look like. Well, you could just go take a trip to Canada, who's been almost 8 years legal now at the federal level. And when you're driving down the street, it's weird. You don't hit zombies, like you're not running over zombies. It's pretty cut and dry. Like this isn't... Again, check out the video that I posted. Go to my channel, click on videos, scroll down. The most important MJ and crypto video you may ever watch. I make it make sense. I talk about... Just 1 second here, folks. Yeah, sorry about that. Hopefully they'll go to a different part of the house here or something. I'm not sure what's going on out there. Anyways, that video, you have to watch it. So why is it taking so long for legalization and clarity to come for these two industries? It's because they're highly disruptive, and the incumbents are being disrupted. So big alcohol, big pharma, big tobacco. And as of late, right, you've seen the revolving door where these regulators are going to work for anti-legalization and prohibitionist groups, and they're going to work for different agencies. And there's alcohol, tobacco, and pharma companies that are lobbying against it. But now they're getting licenses, right? So the writing is on the wall again, folks, that it's coming close to an end where they're just going to release the shackles, right? And it's after big pharma, alcohol, and tobacco all get their crazy, filthy, dirty paws and tentacles all over this industry, and it's pretty much there. But let me see if I can figure out where I was here. According to the advisor, early planning of the commission is already taking place, with White House officials in talks with several potential members. If announced on the expected timeline, the commission would place MJ policy squarely back into the national political debate as the midterm elections approach. Taken together, and if they don't do something ahead of these midterms, that's like a political death sentence, right? So taken together, the developments point to a multi-step strategy from the Trump administration: immediate regulatory changes through rescheduling, which is going to help with optics and stigma, right? Followed by a longer-term review that could lay the groundwork for more sweeping reforms. The incremental approach. The advisor also acknowledged that the timeline could intersect with development of the U.S. Supreme Court, which is set to decide on December 15th, so this Monday, whether it will take up Canada Provisions versus Bondi, a case that directly challenges the constitutionality of federal MJ prohibition. A decision by the court to hear the case and any eventual ruling could add a significant wrinkle to the broader policy landscape. Still, the advisor said the administration plans to move forward with the Descheduling Commission regardless of whether the court accepts the case, noting that while a favorable favorable ruling for canna provisions could alter certain assumptions, it would not derail the Commission's work and could instead reshape its scope or conclusions. So there you go. There's a lot happening here, folks. We got that decision with regards to the canna provisions in Bondi. We've got a Descheduling commission coming as early as summer, and we have rescheduling executive order could come on Monday, and also CBD coverage, which we were already basically told that was going to be the case as well. So this is great to see. I won't go through this entire article here. You can read it on your own time. But yeah, it's looking like, we got a little victory dance going here. And it's looking like it's going to happen, folks. So, wow, it's hard to imagine what stock prices are going to do on Monday. If this actually gets rescheduled and we get CBD coverage, these CBD names are going to absolutely explode. And it's going to be madness, really. If we can get the S&P 500 to see, there's a bull flag on the S&P 500 targeting 704, and I think we hit 690 there last week, so we could still see another couple of percentage of upside there, and there's actually a weekly bull flag showing over 800 on SPY. So we still have the interest rate cuts coming down. Trump wants to bring it down another percent or two, right? Another basis point or two. So, like a full percent. So if that's the case, if they drop the rates by another percent or two, the liquidity that comes into this market is going to be insane. And the Fed is turning on the money printer as well, which is only going to inflate assets and create a risk-on environment. You're going to have all these money market funds that are going to start rotating out of that into the market as well, because they're not going to have as high rates, right? Because the rates are coming down, they're not going to get as much yield through these fixed income instruments, right? So it's going to create the biggest boom, I think. There's talks about stimulus checks coming, or tariff checks coming from all the tariff money. They're going to get like $2,000. Not the high income people. They're going to take that money, put it in. There's talks about no income tax in the U.S. Can you imagine? Oh man, there's so much stuff happening right now. It's hard not to be uber bullish. So over the next couple of weeks and months, I think this market is going to get absolutely frothy. Look at IWM, the small cap. You see that at all-time highs as well. That's looking like it's probably going to hit 300, 350, and that's only going to help the case of these small caps and the MJ sector, which is very correlated to it as well. So it's an exciting time. We could see stock prices, easily on Monday go up another 50 to 100%, maybe even more if we get pen to paper here with this executive order. Because like I said, it's not the end goal. This is just the first step to broader reform, and literally like the 1940s or whatever it was when alcohol prohibition ended, right? Look how long it took for alcohol to get where it is today. But I don't think it's going to take that long with MJ, because MJ is actually medicine and not poison. And it's just so much better for the economy, so much better for jobs, and like I said, it's medicine and it's not poison. So, and we have the internet, we have, everything moves at such rapid pace now, except for the U.S. government, but hopefully that'll all change as well. All right, going into there, it's Rod with Pal Group. Thanks again for joining us in the Pursuit of Wealth. Let me know what you think of this news in the comments section below. We'll continue the conversation there. Have a great weekend.